We didn't really talk about it before we started recording here, Kyle, but that does it for the NASCAR news and notes. But do you want to talk a little bit about Romain Grosjean with the news that came out with him and going over to IndyCar's newly or the former and Ryan Hunter race car in the 28 for next season and joining Andretti Autosport?
Yeah, it's absolutely huge. The fact that Romain Grosjean in one season showed as much as he has with Dale Coyne Racing to get the call up to Andretti Autosport again after one season is insane. We've seen former F1 guys come over to IndyCar and not be able to do so right out of the gate. You look at Max Chilton, who's had some good results with Carlin, but overall hasn't been that same level. Marcus Ericsson took a couple of seasons to really become the championship contender that he's become this season. And Grosjean has looked like a championship contender right out of the gate. He's going to Andretti Autosport and that 28 entry. He's going to be alongside another former F1 guy in Alexander Rossi and a potential future F1 guy in Colton Herta and be a formidable trio there. Probably Devlin DeFrancesco in the 29 into next season, but in the 28 entry, he's going to be a championship contender. He's going to have that extra little bit just in terms of everywhere, but especially on the road courses, he's going to be a win threat week in, week out on those road courses. And if his debut at Gateway showed us anything, he's quickly going to become a threat on the ovals as well. So the expectations are going to be huge for him into next season, and rightfully so, given what we've seen from him this season. Super excited for that move. And I expect him to be in that top 5, top 6 in the championship and contending all season long.
I'm pumped for him, man. I could not be more excited for Romain Grosjean, a fan favorite. And after everything that happened to him last season in Bahrain, you can't help but love the guy. I mean, what he's been through over the past 12 months, even less so than that, has been spectacular. And what he's been able to accomplish so far this season for a rookie to be up there with the likes of looking at that Rookie of the Year battle. It's closer than I would have actually thought it would be, looking at like a Scott McLaughlin and Romain Grosjean, with Grosjean not doing the ovals as much, saying that there's not many ovals that they've done so far this season.
It's funny to say because we think going into the year, oh, he's not doing the ovals. Oh, this will be a route. He ends up doing Gateway. So realistically, he's only missed 3 races.
Exactly. But he's outperformed that equipment by far. And he's done spectacular things so far in his rookie season. I say that rookie season, like you said, but I am super pumped to see what he can do with Andretti Autosport equipment next season. He's going to have such a great resources surrounding him with teammates and personnel to really try and boost his overall performance. And in saying that, his overall performance has been spectacular so far this season. So the sky's the limit here for Romain Grosjean, really for next season. And hopefully that he can fulfill the expectations that we kind of have initially set here and look towards being in that championship fight season long, because I would really love to see that for him, seeing a Formula One guy come over to IndyCar and really try and blossom into something that can work in North America, and vice versa. If we could get some more IndyCar guys to potentially go over there overseas to F1, that would be awesome to see as well.
That's a little more far-fetched, but we'll see. We'll see.
But that just spitballing, it's just like stuff like that. It's what motorsports fans are really looking forward to. And when you see the crossover between North America to worldwide here with Formula One, is great to see that people are drivers have the capability to adjust so quickly and perform at such a high level, and equipment that we really didn't necessarily think would be in this kind of race winning category, as we've seen a couple of times this year, specifically at the Indy Road Course, where he has taken very much a liking to in the 3 races so far this season. So just wanted to note that because it did come out over the past couple of days. Really excited to see Romain Grosjean full-time next season. It's going to be great to see that he's going to be doing that Indy 500 appearance for him next season as well. That would be fascinating to see what he's able to do in that spectacular and historic race. So it couldn't be more pumped for Romain Grosjean, and for Andretti Autosport. This is a huge reset. This is something that they've been trying to do for a couple of seasons, it seems, where they're trying to flush out the older blood and trying to bring in some new life and some new blood into that team. And when you look at the performances so far this season, you could argue that they definitely do need that. Rossi has had some bad luck, of course, this season, but not quite the consistency that they would have really wanted to this season specifically. So wanted to touch on that. Romain Grosjean deserves any sort of chance that we can to talk about him on this show.
Yeah. And just finally on it, it's not like the Dale Coyne car sucks.
No, I don't want to make that. Yeah.
No. I know. I'm saying in general, they won back-to-back St. Pete Grand Prix with Sebastian Bourdais a couple of years ago. So this is a car that has potential. The impressive part is that he's been able to do this as a rookie in his first season with this car. And that's the impressive part. It's the fact that he's been able to transition so quickly and come to grasp so quickly with this style of racing and with this car. And so going into next year with one season of road racing under his belt, one oval race under his belt, I'm excited to see what that combination with Andretti Autosport can do into next season. And if anything, I don't really see the IndyCar to F1 crossover being a realistic thing, just given the pathway and how difficult it is to accrue super license points in IndyCar. You basically have to be a championship contender in the top 5 at least for like 3 consecutive seasons to even qualify for a super license. So I think that's a little bit more far-fetched. The opportunity that I see Grosjean more opening up in his performances this season is what we've seen with Christian Lundgaard and now with Callum Ilott, is giving an opportunity and a place for these young drivers that maybe don't have a spot in Formula One to come overseas, do 1 or 2 of these starts, or maybe even a full-time program in some of these cases into the future, and really showcase what these guys have against a very talented field, and do so in difficult cars to drive, do so in a foreign opportunity, and really showcase their talents when they may not be able to get those opportunities back in Europe. So I think that's more the pipeline that we'll be seeing, rather than IndyCar drivers going to Formula One or something along those lines. But there's going to be a lot more different things opening up over the next couple of seasons. When you look at the hypercar class opening up, and you look at Chip Ganassi starting things in the LMDH program, you look at Audi starting things in the LMDH program, you look at Porsche starting things, you look at Peugeot, you look at Ferrari, there's going to be a lot more of those high quality seats. And we kind of see that already with the expected moves that we're going to see in Formula One with Antonio Giovinazzi going to the Ferrari hypercar program and stuff like that. There's going to be a lot of those seats opening up, and there's going to be a lot of different opportunities for drivers to do a lot of different things. And one of those things that we're already starting to see is some of those young drivers trying out IndyCar. And I think a lot of that is because of what Romain Grosjean's been able to do in a mid-pack car this season.